All right, now that we're ready to start doing some editing, we have to import the files that we're going to be using. So to do that, we can go to the tab called Media Browser. Click on that, and now we just have to find our files. So I know that we've stored files in storage drive 1. Scroll down, in desktop video. And I know I have a bunch of files right here in this folder called desktop video. So if I click that to open it, it's going to show me the folders that are inside of the desktop video folder. So there's one called the comedy doc to edit, one called music, one called video, and one called pictures. So for now, let's open up the one called video. And of course, you can do this with whatever you have. And the computer's going to go through, and you saw it very quickly said the word processing, where it was going through and finding the videos that were in that file or in that folder. So we can scroll through, and what's really cool about this is you can not only see the thumbnail of that, and it'll also tell you how long it is. So for example, this clip down here is 30 minutes and 51 seconds. It's also going to allow you to scrub through it. So this way it shows you exactly what's in that clip, so you can pick and choose what you want. So at this point, see, if they're black, it simply means that the first part of that clip or the last part of that clip was black. So that's really all that is. It doesn't mean that the clip's not there. It just means that there's some black frames within it. So now that we can see what we have in our folder, we can pick and choose which clips are we going to bring into the program. To do that, we simply click on them, and let's say I want to bring in this one right here, this one that's 30 minutes long. If I simply right-click on it, go to Import, you can see it says Importing Files. Now, instead of it being simply on the computer where I can look at it in the screen, if we go over to my project, there it is. This is my sequence that we made right at the beginning. This is that clip that I was just looking at. So let's go through and bring in a few more as well. So I'm also going to bring in, these are some dancers. Here's a guy running, so sure, let's bring that in. It's going to take a second to bring it in. It's a guy playing basketball, why not? We'll bring that one in as well. And another guy running. I think 2 guys running is enough for right now. Now, once you have these videos in there, remember this is not a one-time process. So next time you want to bring some more stuff in, or you got some more photos or videos, just go to Media Browser, find them, and bring those in as well. So I'm also going to bring in a couple of pictures. So I'm going to bring that picture in. Maybe I'll bring this picture in as well. And of course, there are faster ways of doing this, but for now, since we're learning, it's nice to be able to actually look at them and see what we're doing. And I've got 2 songs here, so why don't we just bring both of those in too. All right, so now that we've gone over to project, here's everything we have. We can scroll through, and we have, again, our sequence. We have a video here, video, and then we've got these 2 photographs and these 2 songs. Now, because right now we only have a couple of videos, what do we have, 6 videos, 7 videos here, or 6, we don't really need to worry about organization too much because we can see exactly what they are. But if you have a lot of different photos, a lot of different videos going on, you might want to organize them a little bit better. Now, one way that you can organize them would simply be to organize them at home, and then when you go to import this, you can import an entire folder, so that way it'll import the whole folder, and there it is, it'll all be organized. So for example, let's say that you went on vacation to Europe and you have 500 pictures that you're going to work with. Every time you want to find a picture, you don't want to be scrolling through 500 of them hoping to find the right one. So what you might do is you might want to organize your pictures or your videos by city that you were in, or if you're doing a story of some kind, by the theme or the timeline or the character. And then that way it'll be just within those individual folders. If you are going to organize them after the fact, it's easy enough. All you have to do is you can either right-click to New Bin, or just hit the little button right there, New Bin, and I'm going to call this one Photos, and I'm going to bring the 2 photographs into it. And I'm going to right-click this time and name this one Music. So I'm going to bring the 2 songs into it. And then we're going to do one more and call it Video. And we're going to bring the video into it. And that is simply going to make it, oops, instead of moving in there we go. And that's just going to make it a lot easier to find what you're looking for later on. Once we have everything organized, just a couple of quick things about how you can look at them. You, of course, as we just said, can look at them as a thumbnail. Once we open them up, you see they show up. Once we put them in bins anyway, they'll show up as their own independent window. If you want to, you could actually have a whole bunch of these open around your screen. It just depends on what you want to do. Or you could either look at them, if we look at these little buttons down here, you can look at them as icons. Again, we can look at it as an icon. Or you could look at them as a list. It just depends on what you're more comfortable with. If you're going to look at them as an icon, you also have the option of making the icons really big or making them small. If you have, say, hundreds of clips, you also have the option of searching for what it's called, and it'll automatically find it for you. All right, so now that we have some photos, some video, and some music here in the project, we can learn how to do some editing. Now, I know that's a lot of, sort of background information to go through, and we haven't even started editing yet, but I can pretty much guarantee you that a lot of the problems that people are going to have while learning how to edit are simply going to be because of those first few things that we just talked about, where it's just missing little tiny details here and there. So that's why we spend so much time with some of the background information about where the windows are located and how you make sure did you import everything properly.